All of this money this week, yeah. Shit look amazing to me, yeah. All of my homies gon' eat, yeah. And I could put that on me.
Guys, we're back. If I'm looking a little tired, it's because my cat woke me up at 4 o'clock this morning. He's a pain in the ass. My little cat, Church. Welcome back to the Will Ray Show. I'm Will Ray. I'm your Lord of the Wings, the man with the mic, the only man with the mic because my mic is bigger than everybody else's. I got Manny here as always, and for today, and maybe for a couple more episodes, maybe possibly we'll see what happens. Adam, I got you. Pookie, I have you. I know Pookie. Pookie is there one, and not the Pookie that Hawk Tuah girls, because she probably revealed him, but Pookie, my sister, she's been asking me to come on the show. We got Ryan here on the show. Let's give him a big clap up. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah. Look, guys. It's the holidays. We had a sort of an election that just happened, so we're kind of a little bit drained. We're getting our mojo back. We had a big Halloween party, if you remember from the Halloween special that we did. This is somewhat a Thanksgiving special slash rebirth coming back, only because we have a table now, even though the table's been here, but we just now using it. But no, we're getting back on the roll because I was on vacation. Right? What the hell? You just you just getting up out of the frame. I gotta reset. See, this is why he's unprofessional first timer. So, but also I just came back. Manny, what's been going on for the last couple of weeks since we were on? I know
Since
a lot of
we've
shit.
been gone,
Yeah.
Let's be honest. The Eagles. I know we're venturing from sports, but the Eagles finally started doing good. We have that. Wrestling's kind of doing pretty good.
War games coming up.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like what we've done, to be fair, not much really. We've all rested since the election. Most of us were just waiting for the ads to be over.
Yeah, I was.
That's my biggest thing about election time.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, I hate waking up randomly like 4 a.m. to like my YouTube playing. It's just like something about abortions. I'm like, oh my god. Like when you're in that weird daze, you're like, what's going on? And that's the first thing you hear. You're like, what?
Well, it's crazy because I don't know if you remember, because I'm the elder Smith here. Usually when you fall asleep with the TV on, one thing that usually wakes you up is George Lopez early in the morning. Then you just hear that like, dun, 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 and you're like, oh, I'm up. I'm supposed to be, gotta get ready for school. But yeah,
those were the good times. But I mean, besides that, we have. Do we have anything coming up for Thanksgiving here?
Well, Mike does like 3 turkeys. My father-in-law, he does like 3 turkeys. 1 deep fry, 1 smoke, and 1 grill. So.
Yeah, there's always that.
There's always that.
Besides that, to be fair, this is kind of like the normal crew people will hear about it when it comes to like football Sundays.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ryan's part of that group.
Yeah. Ryan, before you go, so basically, just to give y'all a heads up of what's going to be coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. We will probably run an episode, be a short episode. We also today will talk about our favorite Thanksgiving traditions and meals and stuff like that. What's the best sides? So just to give you a heads up on more, I'll let you know more once Ryan tells me what's been going on for the last couple of weeks.
What, football-wise?
No.
Well, anything with you, man.
Just working, pretty much.
That's it. So look.
Actually, I do have one thing I forgot.
What?
Got my PS5 Pro.
I don't give a fuck.
You asked what's going on.
I
am telling you what's going on.
That is not important.
It's pretty important.
I'm gonna give you an address house just so somebody can come and rob you.
Your address.
I don't care. We don't have anything.
Kind of.
1661 Price Street. Got you. But Ryan, what's been going on for the last couple of weeks with you personally?
Personally, just work. Had some shit go on with my dog a little bit.
Oh no, please, no sad stories.
Oh.
No sad stories.
He said no sad stories.
Oh yeah. No. I was gonna keep it short, but.
No. So look, Ryan is basically.
What made you want to buy your shoes?
Ryan's is Carolina blued out. Are you a Carolina fan?
Yes, I am.
All right, so that makes a little bit more sense. I wasn't sure. I wasn't hating on the swag.
The most sleeper footwear you ever know.
No, he does.
He doesn't wear shoes, and then one day he'll just come in like some Jordan 1 rookies.
Some random shit that you're like, where the fuck did you get those at?
Yeah, he'll randomly tell you about a pair of shoes he just bought on a random day because he was like, you know what? I like them.
Yeah.
I like
It's
to,
crazy.
keep a couple cards still in the sleeve.
No. So basically, Ryan's has been best friend to Kyle and to my wife's family since I don't know, when y'all were like kids and stuff like that.
In kindergarten, yeah.
So basically, if most of the audience pretty already knows, most of the guys that I hang out with are an extension because of my wife. So I've grown to love them. They've grown to tolerate me. I mean, we've had some people that our other friends been dating that we've been like, we thought we're cool, and then we found out we don't really like them like that. So, you know,
Seems to be a pattern.
I know, you know, luckily
It's not us. It's them.
I'm gonna. But Ryan,
That's why I'm still here.
yeah. So Ryan's been around longer than I have, so it's great to have him here and hear his knowledge and stuff like that.
Ryan, Will has that.
Yeah, I'm the rookie kind of, so I'm the rookie older man. So I don't know how you would say.
You're
explain
Aaron
it.
Rodgers.
No. I'm not Aaron Rodgers.
You're
No.
veteran, new guy.
I
You're
will
the team of young.
I will say
Snappers.
I am more Joe Flacco
Don't give yourself that much.
than Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so. But on today's show, basically, we're gonna talk a little bit of Thanksgiving. We have some stuff about the streamer awards that's been going on, a little controversy going on, as well as How to Train Your Dragon 2 trailer. I said 2. The How to Train Your Dragon live action trailer just dropped with some controversy. We'll talk about that.
To me, though. I won't lie.
Why?
How to Train Your Dragon is some of my favorite movies, actually.
Look, I know. I enjoy them too, but there's been some controversy if you haven't heard of it or anything like
I
that.
haven't seen one since the first one.
Well, then you could probably watch.
No, I haven't.
No. You know what's so crazy because they're emotional, which is crazy. But
They're very
at the
If it's not about pirates, I don't care.
That's not true.
I hope not. But at the end of the show, we're going to show you some Halloween photos that we have. I'll show you some pictures of stuff that me and my lovely wife did on our honeymoon / anniversary. I don't even know. Not honeymoon. I'm sorry. I misspoke. Just basically our anniversary, what we did. We went out to the mountains. It was pretty nice. It's lovely. Great time. I got sick at the end of it, which was crazy. So she kind of hit me. We're not giving out that type of tapes either, if you know what I mean. But, yeah. So look, Manny brought this topic to me, last week, and I had no idea that the streamer awards were happening. But once he gave me information, I did some research on it. So I think the only reason why the controversy is happening at the streamer awards because there's 4, I guess it's 4 nominees, right?
Or 5.
5. It's 5. No, it's 5, right? But basically, all of them are legitimate. It's Kai with Kevin Hart and Drewski, Aiden with Donald Trump, Sienna, who's awesome. You know what I mean? And I forgot the last one.
Fortnite and something?
It's Fortnite, and I think it's another Call of Duty one, right? So, which is wild because I think the only reason why it's controversial this year is because Aiden with Donald Trump and Kai with Kevin Hart.
So, since you don't really know,
so give a little backstory and just to explain to
the
everybody.
current backstory is that there's a streamer named QT, right? She decided that you know how they have like the music awards, the Grammys, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She did it one for streamers.
Okay.
Pretty big. Everyone like cares about what she does because she was the first one to do it. So the current like nominations are best collab. So you had Kai Cenat with Kevin Hart and Drewski. Funny. It was entertaining. It's hard to beat that, you know. But then another streamer called Aiden Ross had Donald Trump on his stream. So the current nomination. So the controversy is this: a lot of people are going with the fact that Kai had Drewski and Kevin Hart on his stream. So they're voting towards that. But other people are saying, well, when's the last time you'll see a streamer have a future and past precedent under stream actually? So what do you think is a bigger collab in that regard?
I would say Trump, just because, I see literally Kai Cenat, Kevin Hart, Drewski everywhere, and I don't even follow any of these fucking guys,
But that's the controversy. People are saying that Kai Cenat is the better choice, even though people are saying, well, no, it's best collab, not which one was more entertaining. That's what people are saying.
Okay.
People are trying to put entertaining into the conversation of best collab when people are like, well, no, it's best collab, not which one was more entertaining. Because to be fair, with Aiden Ross and your Donald Trump, you really can't be as entertaining because you got to be careful what you're saying, especially because Aiden Ross has a lot of
brings me to a
followers.
question here. I accidentally just cursed. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Ryan, have you not heard me cuss and say the F word
Yeah.
numerous times?
Do you realize how like I can hear every other word?
I know. You're fine.
But
Trust me,
pretty
you're
much
fine.
the current controversy is
I'm
like
just not trying to overstep. That's all.
No, you're good.
so. Like me personally, I don't disagree.
Mm.
I think the fact that if you're going with biggest collab, as much as Kevin Hart and Drewski are funny, and that was a very fun. Like if you look at the clips, there's never not a bad clip. Like you're always laughing at the Kai Cenat. But
Well,
with the collab that was like Trump, I mean,
if I do gotta point out one, there's one I've been seeing recently in Drewski where he's just at a table and he's just judging all these guys and he just kicks out every single
that's
one.
that's what he does on a normal
Okay,
day.
that's
his
what I've
own
been
thing.
seeing recently.
Yeah, that's his own thing. That's what he does anywhere he goes. Because he's always trying to sign people for his record label, which is Could Have Been Records. That's what he calls it. Could Have Been Records. And pretty much people just go there, they interview, and then like he'll be like, all right, get out. Or he'll be like, oh, you pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But if it was up to you, right, you're hearing the Streamer Awards, and I'm like, hey, what do you think a bigger collab is?
That would probably be a bigger collab.
The,
If I'd have to agree with that.
Now, the question is, are people voting against Kai because of Donald Trump? You know what I mean? Like, everyone was against Donald Trump, so everyone was like, oh,
Would
you know.
mean maybe against Aiden Ross?
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
Probably.
See, that's what we're looking at. Well, that's the current controversy going on. People keep fighting. People are saying, like, you know, one's entertaining, one wasn't, but then what names are bigger on what side? And then, you know, there's jokes over Twitter.
It's crazy only because Donald Trump is such a polarizing figure that anything he does is controversial, so it doesn't matter. I saw basically all four of the streams. Well, not entirely all the streams, but like clips of each. And you're absolutely right because you can't go too. Aiden couldn't go too far because God forbid if he did something, he would lose his sponsors, which a lot of people have started to do once you started to back a certain candidate. But case in point, I mean, it's like I said, it's only controversial because of him. If it was, say, I'm trying to think of somebody. If it was R. Kelly, controversial, but nobody would care too much in the sense of, well, he had a collab. It's supposed to be a collab. And that was a great collab. It was a great show. But because it's who it is, it's like spitting in water and giving it to you to drink, which is wild in itself.
How do you think it should be voted on that?
Well, if it's based on collab, then it's basically who you had on. Personally, it's who had the most streams. This is why it's the Streamer Awards, right? So if you had abundance of streamers because of the individual that was on, which Aiden did, but I think Kai beat him in the streams because of the celebrity aspect of it. So I think at that point,
It's
Aiden,
because it was more entertaining.
yeah, and
Like,
at
if
that
you
point,
see
it was
like one
ridiculous.
of my favorite clips is like this guy was one of Kai Cenat friends was talking to like Kevin. He's like, he said something and Kevin Hart was like, you like to do acting? He's like, I'm not that good at it, but I can do it. And Kevin Hart goes like, I could see you doing it. And Drewski comes, rich people always want to say that. I could see you doing it, but never want to help us. And then Kevin's like, shut up laughing. And Drewski goes like, you have about 100 M's. Help us. How about you do that? So people are going like, that's what made that
Where
funny.
are the lies, though?
No, yeah. But that's what makes it funnier. But then everyone was like, well, that's the president. But people are going like, yeah, but what did the president do on the stream besides? I'm like, oh.
I didn't see the stream, so I didn't know exactly what happened.
No, yeah, I get it. But like I'm explaining, like I get where people are coming from. But like to me, it's like if you're going by the word biggest collab, then I think Trump wins it just because it was Aiden and Trump, while Kai Cenat needed Kevin Hart and Drewski.
I agree, but we'll see. When is the Streamer Awards? It's coming up.
It should maybe at the end of the month or
Should be at the end of the month.
sometime soon though.
I mean, dang.
There's a lot of categories to that goes on, and to be fair, like the show is nice. Like they rent a whole like ballroom. They like have the trophies made, customized. Like it's a thing that she ended up doing that really like blew up and people enjoy it.
Well, I take it as this, right? Because it's almost, again, apologies. We're getting a little political here for a little bit, only because it's a point to be made. Streaming and podcasting has gone so mainstream that it doesn't even matter what your topic's about. You can be talking about anal beads, excuse me, right? You could be anything. But if you bring, say, Donald Trump or Barack Obama or somebody that's big, and you can have a sit down and talk to them about the stupid shit and be like, yo, I didn't know that person was funny. You know what I mean? That person is actually pretty cool. And I think that's what we're getting at. And I think a lot of mainstream media is kind of getting pissed at that. That, well, we're trying to be this status. They're doing no holds bars. There's no real journalistic integrity. So the streamers is getting so much funding for it that you could do whatever. It's carte blanche, basically. And that's amazing. It's actually a really great thing.
It's also because of like how fast entertainment changes. That's one of the biggest things I think people don't give streamers enough credit. It's the ones that can keep up with the change of time. My bad, bro. It's like the ones that can keep up with the change of time and change their context to still be up there.
100%.
Like in my opinion, like XQC, right? He started video games only, and then he moved on to what the current streaming thing is, and he's made billions, if not billions of dollars.
Come in, go ahead, Mike. Mike Larry, everybody. Mike Larry.
Mike Hunt.
So, with that said, I had something very important to say, and I forgot it. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
I mean, to me though, I think at the end of the day, people really got to stop. Like, I don't think you should let whatever Trump was doing during his presidency cloud judgment and what the collab was meant to be. You know, like don't let political views judge the fact that he got president. Woo! But if you want to go with if your excuse is, well, the other stream was much more entertaining, that's fine. But like, make that the reason. Don't just vote because you're like, oh yeah, we don't like Aiden.
Well, in terms of voting, the people want what the people want. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. So on to some other very controversial happy news. I am very happy to announce that How to Train Your Dragon live action is on its way. They dropped the first trailer recently, and the sad news, which is it's a controversy already. So if you don't know, you've seen the first one, I've seen the first one, and everybody and their mother has probably seen the first How to Train Your Dragon animated version. Astrid is blonde. I think green eyes, but I don't really look at her eyes because I'm not liking, not my cup of tea. Right? And she's white. So in the live action version, which is going to take some liberties, it's animated anyway. Who cares? They cast Astrid as a light-skinned girl, teenager. There's a TikToker, I'll show a clip of her, for this instance, complaining that supposedly they are blackwashing white characters, which my response is, it's a goddamn animated movie. Who cares? Dragons aren't real to begin with. Even if they were, who cares? It's a movie.
Nobody said shit about the Little Mermaid either.
But no, they did. They did. Oh, they did. They were pissed that it was a red-haired girl that was black, and it was like, but it gets to this point like this, and we've had this conversation. If the character's racial color was influential into the character development, right? So say Ryan, we're making a movie about Ryan, right? If we go and we cast Asian, you're gonna be like, that's not who I am.
Hold
You see what I mean? It's not who I am.
No.
Same.
We're talking like Bruce Lee Asian.
Not, not, but we're not making. If we're making a kung fu movie, that's like, all right. Say you learn karate, right?
Yeah.
And in the midst, we could get somebody that maybe could be Asian, but not. You know, but it's not. That's not who you are. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Like for me, it's a little bit difficult because I'm mixed with everything, so you could go either way. But like if you go with Manny and you go pick up Jack Black to play him, you're like, what the hell is that?
You get a decent job.
Like, I'm able.
So like,
What are you talking about?
Touche.
that dude could easily play.
Touche.
He
Touche.
literally just played Bowser.
He did. Touche.
So like,
Touche. Touche.
Jack Black could do it.
Or Seth
Jack
Rogen.
Black could do it.
I'm not tolerating with Jack Black slander.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, well, let's Seth Rogen. It's Manny. It's Seth Rogen. Like, no, that's not who I am.
He is pretty funny.
He's funny, but you be like, that's not who you are. You're like, we got George Lopez or we got Gabriel Iglesias right there.
The only arguments that I've seen online that I get, which is hard, it's hard to go like, oh, I get why they're mad. The only one I've seen that I understand is because they're saying where technically they're supposed to be taking place. They're Vikings in that terms. Now, do I know if African Americans or any black people were Vikings? Maybe, but like, who knows if it was off? Like, right away. Like, I haven't seen any.
No, I've seen that too, but it's
But that's
more,
my only thing. It's like, okay, I get it. If that's what you're going off of, like, oh, in the region, there just wouldn't be a black person that's with them. That's the only reason you go like, okay, if that's what you're doing, but you should also make it sense, like.
which we don't know if they don't think that could be a thing where she was adopted. We haven't even seen
Which
the
that's
freaking
what I mean.
movie yet.
That's fine if that's the case, but like to me, it's like the only reasons I've seen that I'm like, okay, I understand why you're like that, but like, does it matter as much? Because it's to me, the movie really isn't about the people; it's about the dragons and the story about the dragons. Just because the whole point is like, if you try to get to understand one another, it can work out for the better.
It's about Hiccup and Toothless. That's all it is. They got the main two characters down pat. Everybody else is just like cabin fodder for it. It's like as long as those characters
the
are.
original voice of Hiccup, I can't remember.
It's Justin. I know his first name is Justin. He's part of the Seth Rogen and those crew. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I can picture the face. I just can't picture like. But I feel like he should be in the movie somehow.
I don't be surprised if you don't. But here's the funny thing
I
about
wouldn't be surprised
them.
if I don't see him, but like I think he should be.
No, don't be. He might be in that. But here's the funny thing about the whole bitching about them changing the character. Ashley was voiced from a Latina. She's literally voiced by a Latina. How can you say, oh, well, that's not live action? You get mad that they changed it in some way. And she's like, the actress is light skinned. She's a teenager. It could be a multitude things. She doesn't necessarily have to be black, but she could just say, oh, well, my ancestors or something could have been like that.
Have you seen the show Ted?
Yeah, 100%.
You know the mom?
Yes.
You know that she's actually in Coco?
Yeah.
She's one of the singers? People have had no problem with that.
Nothing. It's
so, like, to me, I get it. I mean, like I said, the only way I understand the point is if you're going to hit me with the, you're going by where it's supposed to take place in the region. If that's what your argument is, all right, you're not wrong. Can't say you are. It would make sense. But if that's your only argument, it's really about, like, why does that matter? Because at the end of the day, to be fair, Ashford's only going to be in the movie for maybe 40 minutes in different
if
clips.
that, maybe 20.
Like, the first part, you really don't even see her until they start the dragon training. And after that, it's really Hiccup and Toothless just getting along with each other. And then you'll see her, but it's usually when you were seeing her, it was during a montage. Like, the whole montage of them getting better and better every day to be better dragon hunters. And then she plays a bigger role. But even then, it's not really about her.
It's ridiculous. It's subjective anger because at the end of the day, you just want to be angry about something.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Like, I understand why people were saying that, because I believe that they casted a Latina for Snow White, right?
Look,
the one who hates.
We're not going to get. That's a whole nother thing.
But see, that one I understand why you're angry.
Snow White, first off, we're going to get into it a little bit. Snow White, just because the last name is white and she's pale, does not mean she's white. That could mean she's Asian, Indian.
Wasn't she Latina?
Huh?
She is Latina, right?
I don't do the actress that plays Snow White. Yeah, she is Latina and stuff like that. It's subjective hate because at the end of the day, you can't get. I'll put it into the sneakers. The Jordan 1s, black and red, Chicago Fire, right? If they came out, which they have, with different iterations of it, if you didn't like it, you still had the original, correct?
Correct.
That's all this is. It's a different iteration, and if you don't like it, you still got the original. It's not like they're going to say, we're taking this original and just trashing it like it's never existed, and then we're doing stuff in it. No, we're just making a different iteration
One of
of
the
it.
biggest things that people just want to see, like, what they grew up with be adapted the way they grew up with it, you know? Which I understand that, like me personally, like when I saw the Lion King remake, Lion King would be one of my favorites. I was like, this is not what anybody wants to see. But at least when they tried to do it, they weren't far off from it. Like in the movie, like they missed some parts and reworked some things, but like majority kind of still follow. Whether they cut some parts out or like they couldn't do this because of whatever reason, but like it followed pretty much original.
It's a reimagining, and I'm fine with reimagining. Like if you're gonna, and I think a lot of times when you do an animated movie, a lot of times our wants are it has to be what we saw it on cartoon to be in that. That's not what you're getting. That's not what they're trying to do. They're just trying to show you more realistically. And this is probably where that argument of, oh, well, if it's going to be more realistic, then this person is not supposed to be there because it's supposed to be Vikings. But
that's what I mean. If that's the argument, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but you don't
that's the only argument.
Fully know because we weren't there.
The only thing I could also understand would be like if you've been telling people for the longest time, like, wow, like this movie needs to get redone, like better, and then they redo it, and you're like, that's not how I want people to remember this. Like me personally, I would hate a real live action version of WALL-E because I think they would mess it up. And if we got which I know they are making one, but my thing's more on the terms of like, I don't want people's when we talk about WALL-E like in the future, I don't want people to go like, really, the live action? I don't want to go like, no. I mean the original animated one. Yeah. Like you want people's first thought to be the animated one, the one that was done right.
You want people's first thought when you say WALL-E.
I don't want to tell people both. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon is one of my favorite movies. And they're like, the live action, like Dragon Ball, right? If you're a Dragon Ball fan, and people ever ask you, you seen the Dragon Ball movie? You're like, oh yeah, I love all of them. And they're like, really? You love Dragon Ball Evolution? And you're like, well, we don't talk about that. Well, you're lucky.
I don't even know what movie you're talking about.
But my point of view is like, I don't want to tell you in the future. Like if when we're doing this and you're like, what movies are your favorite? And I was like, How to Train Your Dragon. And you're like, the live action? I don't want you to think that your first memory of my favorite movie is the live action. I want you to think of the version I'm thinking of, the animated version.
But, we got to get over that because, see, when I say, if I ask Ryan, what's your favorite superhero movie? You say Spider-Man. I got to go, well, which one? You know what I mean? It's getting to that point now because
but I think it's
technology is,
I think it's way different with superheroes than Disney movies because in superheroes, they're always retelling the story with a different person. It's never changed. In our lifetime, how many Batmans have we had? How many Bruce Waynes have we all had?
Probably it might be
but
the
how
7?
many Snow Whites have you had? 2.
3.
3?
It's 3 actually.
Oh yeah, 3.
3.
But you see my point though? It's like superheroes you can't really consider, but when you're talking about Disney and other movies like that, you can definitely it's a bit harder because you can't really go like which one.
Technically 4, but I know a lot of people don't count the Amanda Bynes one as Snow White. It's kind of a different iteration of Snow White. It's controversial in itself. Guys, I'm going to give you, Ryan, a would you rather right now because we're going to go into our little Thanksgiving spew real quick. Sides for Thanksgiving. I'm going to give you 2 choices. You gotta pick which one you're picking first, and the other one you just can't get.
Alright.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna hit you.
I don't think it's that hard for Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, whatever. We'll see.
It can be. You never know.
Stuffing or dressing for those that call it dressing, or macaroni and cheese.
I'm gonna go with stuffing.
Or mac and cheese.
On Thanksgiving, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Cranberry sauce
That's already out.
or green bean casserole.
Ugh. I'm gonna go with green bean casserole just because I fucking hate cranberries.
I'm with you. It's a necessity is to make the plate
Don't
look
think
good.
it's as hard as you thought.
Mashed potatoes
Uh-huh.
or candy yams.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, 100%.
You haven't had my candy yams, that's why.
I've seen
That
yams.
sounded suspect.
I've seen yams.
Whatever.
They ain't yams.
Turkey or ham.
Ham. I hate turkey.
Have you had Mike's turkey?
No, I don't think he's ever been here.
I don't think I've been.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever been here for like the start of Thanksgiving.
Well,
Usually always invite me for the after part of Thanksgiving.
I mean, because by that time we're either drinking
Yeah,
or
by that
playing
time, if he was
games.
already packed away, and I'm like, I'm not gonna read.
You gotta
Yes.
understand, like, I'm also a person who hates birds, so whenever I see, like, a cooked bird, I just picture that ugly fucking turkey gizzard.
Even fried chicken?
I don't know. Fried chicken's a whole different.
I was about to say not fried chicken.
Are you the same beast?
Nah, fried chicken's too good. I don't even think about that fucking animal.
Are you the same animal?
Yeah,
Just
pretty
different
much.
beast?
So I'm gonna give
What
you.
the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
I'm gonna give you one last one. This is dessert edition. All right. Are you getting pumpkin pie or cheesecake?
Is cheesecake very popular?
You know, I
in
don't know.
Thanksgiving?
I won't know because
I feel
you
like
know.
that just-
Yeah, I'll change that. All right.
I feel like apple
Pumpkin
pie.
pie or apple pie?
Yeah, I feel like
I'll
that's
go with apple pie.
Apple pie is a good choice.
apple pie.
So, look. Because like we're all brought up in different cultures and different stuff like that. I know traditionally everybody is turkey stuffing and candy and stuff like that. That's traditional stuff like that. But give me one item at Thanksgiving that you've gotten that you don't think most people would get. Me
Popeyes?
personally, really, Popeyes? Really,
My parents never cooked a turkey.
really?
No, they've always gone to
If
Popeyes.
I've had to go
goodness.
off of like past experiences, my uncle would always make these like potatoes that are just like drenched in like cheese sauce.
That don't sound bad.
Yeah,
no,
for
it's
me-
really good. It's really good.
Well, my parents would always do for the kids that wanted a turkey. They would get us Popeyes, a full meal, a biscuit, the mashed potatoes, macaroni, and the fried chicken. So if you told me if you guys want to know my family tradition, it's probably Popeyes.
I'm not mad at that because everybody's tradition is different. Some people don't even celebrate.
There's the only reason.
Really, I'm telling you, Mike. Ask him to ask Mike.
I know
So-
he does. I've had it.
Or smoke it. I think he'll
Well, I've
probably
only
smoke.
had, like,
I think he'll
the
smoke one,
leftovers.
grill one, and he's gonna try and fry one. I know because we have the pots. He's been dying to fry one. So I think traditionally it's probably just Spanish rice too, because I Puerto Rican household, so Spanish rice or fried chicken wings and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. I mean, honestly, just to give you my plate for Thanksgiving, not here now, but from my grandmother and mother, it was always turkey, and chicken if we had the chicken, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes. I didn't care about the stuffing at that point. Collard greens and Spanish rice.
Stuffing's
Okay.
amazing.
All right, that was it. That was
I don't like
the
stuffing, it's
plate.
just gravy and mashed potatoes.
Gravy, but I hate the stuffing that's got the fucking cranberry in it.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike does that. No, he
Well,
does.
Mike knows how to cook it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, give me. Well, you already given your plate. Ryan, give me your plate that you're like, you on Thanksgiving. That's your setup.
Me, fucking chicken or ham, either one. Mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and I go with that for first thing because I'm always going back for a second plate.
Look, it's always second. If the food is good, you know what? That's a good thing to bring up. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience at Thanksgiving. Now, I'll tell you the reason why this is brought up. I'm gonna tell you why.
Talking bad food experience.
Bad food experience.
Okay.
Not bad experience. I know exactly where you are on, but bad experience, like with food. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, if you may not know, or
I do have
Sure.
a bad food experience.
Um,
The first day I found out that we weren't getting turkey, we were getting Popeyes.
see, that's a disappointment. That's not a bad food experience.
That's a bad experience, right?
But
Let me explain to you why it's a bad experience.
all right, give it to me.
All of high school, not high school, all of elementary, all your friends were like, I can't wait for Thanksgiving. turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes. You kept seeing movies about Thanksgiving, and you saw the turkey, the mashed potatoes. So as a kid, you're like, oh my god, I can't wait for Thanksgiving.
Realistically, there's not that many movies about Thanksgiving.
No, but like anything that relates to Thanksgiving, you would always see like the same foods no matter what.
I couldn't find the all button on here, but if I did, I would have put it because that's sad. But I understand because all your friends are talking about, yo, Thanksgiving gonna be the shit.
Exactly.
They're like,
"Yo,
Mom,
this thing's
what's
lit."
going on? They're like, oh, we don't know how to make a turkey. That's bad. But
It's a bad experience.
for I never had a bad food experience. I'm gonna tell you. For those that know and don't know, my wife is mixed. She's Filipino, but she's also Irish, which means she's white. And usually, I have grown prior to dating a white woman to feel like white people did not know how to cook. So I was skeptical when I first had my first Thanksgiving with her family. It wasn't as skeptical as I've had food from her dad before, so I was like, oh, he's a great cook and stuff like that. And I've grown since then to know that it doesn't matter. If you know how to cook, you know how to cook. But after that, I was like, all right, I never have to worry about food. Because usually you have that skepticism. Like sometimes, like if you even go to like say an Asian person's house, and even if they do something different like Korean turkey or something, you're like, oh, that turkey was good. But there's been times where you go to a regular person's house and you're like, that turkey was dry as hell. That stuffing wasn't stuffing. That mac and cheese was asky. I don't know what the hell was that. Listen,
That hot dog
Look.
gave me the runs, blah blah blah.
listen. There's times like that, but I think have you had a bad food experience, Ryan?
Oh my god, I've had tons of them.
Well, at Thanksgiving, not just in general.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Just from being overly full, that's it.
Oh, well, that's just overeating,
That's it,
stuff
though.
like that. So
I can't really say I've ever had a bad food experience.
with Thanksgiving, I know a lot of people are excited because Thanksgiving is just like a day, maybe two. But really, once November 1st hits, it's pretty much Christmas time. Right? Have y'all started Christmas shopping yet?
No.
I already got you a gift.
No.
Yeah, I got you a gift. Okay. I don't have a wedding to pay for no more. I have money. Okay. No, you haven't started Christmas shopping?
No, because I'm the worst with it because I always get caught up with whatever I got going on at the moment.
I'm with you. Manny, you still haven't. No.
No.
So me and my lovely wife started Christmas shopping. Well, basically a while ago. But this past weekend, me and her hung out. It wasn't Saturday. It was Sunday. We went out, spent a shitload of money,
I believe it.
and most of the gifts was for her. You know how difficult it is to go shopping for somebody who's with you.
Yes.
So I told her every time when she sees something and gives me like that's what I want. I tell her fuck off, very respectfully, but just basically that's to let her know.
Please, fuck off.
Please get the off so I can go and get your gift. So she would say, hey, do you like this? or something like that.
No, silver
It's in the silver one, babe.
Thank you.
And yes, I'm being quiet because she said she might post on that one. But yeah, all through our trip, it was like, hey, that looks nice. Oh, get out of here. I'll get it. And she's like, oh, what those bags are for? None of your business. Get out of here. And she did the same thing to me. You know what I mean?
You're the same animal, but a different beast.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's, you know who's the most difficult to shop for? And I think, no, Mike is easy. Mike says, leave me the fuck alone. Don't give me nothing or anything like that. My parents. I don't know about, is it difficult to shop for your parents? It's hard to shop for
You
your
can't
parents
shop for my
sometimes.
dad.
I don't know. Me personally, not really. Just because I know what they like.
Yeah.
I guess. Just
Oh, I
because
know what my dad likes. He likes cologne. But the problem is trying to find a cologne he doesn't own.
Now, would it be
Great card, no walk.
the gift that they would think they would be getting? No, but it would be something in like the sentiment I know of something they would like.
See, I know what they would like. It's just hard to get it because they're old. And like some of the stuff that they wear aren't stuff like you can go to Nike and go get something like that. Some Air Maxes or something like that.
Unless you were like buying a sports jersey or
Like
something.
my mother loves the Nike, the Forrest Gumps, basically.
Mm.
She likes the Forrest Gumps. That's her sneaker. Like she will get them in black and white, black and blue, white and blue, white and black all day, every day.
When you say the Forrest Gumps, are those like those Nike like dad barbecue shoes?
No, those are different ones. But it's like I can't think. It's a con something. I can't think of it. Cortezes, the Cortezes, right? Look it up. The Nike Cortezes,
Oh yeah, that's
right? And she loves those. So I've been trying to find those to get her that. Plus, she likes sweatsuit. Doesn't really matter. But my dad is like,
Why are you telling her?
huh?
Why are you telling her?
Who's telling her that? She don't care.
Yeah, your mom doesn't watch.
No, because she watches, but it's more or less she doesn't watch up until this point. She's probably already clocked out by now. You know, she's already done. But just to sidetrack, I'm going to ask you guys this simple question. Do you feel as though Thanksgiving gets a bad rap because it's only really celebrated for a day or two instead of the month that it once royally
I
deserved?
think it only gets a bad rep now. It's just because of like all the info that keeps coming out about the holiday. You know, it's always changing. Especially Thanksgiving, in my opinion. Like even when people found out the real truth about Halloween, it never changed. Like people were like,
Yeah,
but like Thanksgiving, it's
yeah, we
like
like ghouls and goblins.
well,
Thanksgiving might one day end up like Columbus Day. It just might just not exist anymore.
I don't know, because it's a big food day. They might change. No, they'll call it Thanksgiving, but I think it would just be like how it is right now.
I think
You know, the whole thing behind it is very similar to.
100%. 100%.
That's what I mean. Like, I think that's the only reason it's been getting a bad rep now. And it's because, like, if you had to give a holiday a bad rep, which one would you want to give up? And you're not giving up the one year people get dressed up to do whatever they want.
Right.
And you're not going to
Yeah.
give up Christmas.
I don't know. It's the
And
best
you
time of
can't
the
give up
year.
New Year's because it's just like Christmas.
Listen,
Or in terms of, like, partying. New Year's is the biggest party holiday. That's why it's the biggest. In my opinion, Christmas is the biggest family holiday, and then Halloween's the biggest friend holiday. So you kind of leave Thanksgiving as the food holiday,
right, cook.
but at the end of the day, it's just the food that people care about.
It's another
Right,
family
sure.
holiday. Basically.
Listen,
Yeah, but it's not the family holiday. You know what I mean?
my sentiments exactly. Go ahead, cook, daddy. You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
Christmas. You know, you're gonna be with your family. You're gonna see your family on Thanksgiving. How many times have you gone here or your parents' house? You know what I mean? But like
Oh.
on Christmas, you no matter what, you will be at your parents' house for a bit, no matter how much time, whether it's Christmas Day or Christmas Eve.
Or the day after.
Yeah,
you're
but
there.
with Thanksgiving, you can easily just send a text message like, happy Thanksgiving, and all of that stuff, the quick phone call. And it's, all right, cool. At least it's at something. But like Thanksgiving, you know, you will see them.
Yeah, eat a biscuit for me. That's what she usually said. But, yeah, I agree.
That's what I mean. I think it's been getting a bad rap because one, it doesn't have a pinnacle in terms of like the holidays. Like, you know, it's not better than Christmas because of the family. Halloween, you're going to be with your friends. You're always going to be with your friends. And then New Year's is the biggest party. And then Easter is, you know, it's all about God, so you can't really.
We're going to talk about Easter.
Honestly, if I had a choice between to get rid of Easter and Thanksgiving, I'd get rid of Easter.
I want to get rid of it because you're going to have a lot of religious people on your ass. But I feel you. I feel you. But, so, like I said, with the holidays coming up and stuff like that, our schedule's going to be a little wonky for the next month and a half. We'll probably have like maybe 5 shows.
Next 2 months. I mean, we got New Year's.
Well,
coming
once
up.
New Year's is over, we're back on our
but
regular
that's,
everything.
like, after. Well, yeah.
That's why I said like a month, maybe 2 months and a half. You know what I mean? Because like,
You got all
I
the
will.
prime time.
We'll try to do a show. We'll do a show after for Thanksgiving. That's a given. But
To cover up Survivor Series too.
I gotta try and get where. You know, speaking of Survivor Series and wrestling, where is El Luchadores?
I don't know. Did you invite El Luchador?
I don't know. I thought he was going to drop by because he said, you know,
Maybe,
first off,
maybe his heartbroken. Maybe his heartbroken.
I don't know because between him and Lalo have been fighting for the last spot. All right, I had to
It's
call
the
his
fact that you
agent
don't
and stuff like that.
text Either him or Lalo.
I gotta add him into the group chat and
Who
stuff
is
like
El
that.
Luchador?
That's
That
another.
just shows you that Ryan doesn't watch.
I
stuff.
know, selfish. Like he was dying. Let me tell you,
gotta watch the Halloween.
Ryan was like,
So-
"Yeah, get me on the show, get
You
me on the
really
show,"
gotta
and he
watch
didn't even watch
Just
this.
to see El Luchador.
All right, El Luchador is another guest host of ours. Oh, I
He's
forgot.
Christmas.
Right.
He is Halloween, actually.
Adam, I haven't forgotten about you either. All right, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna
He
get
hasn't
all of
forgotten
y'all.
about you, but he hasn't
Okay.
remembered about you.
So with that being said and all like that, we're probably gonna have maybe
You know
two
what
shows
I mean.
in
Oh,
December.
God damn it.
2 shows in December. And then after that, we'll be every week, as always, every Friday and stuff like that, talking about whatever. So if you don't hear from us for a little while, it's because it's the holidays and we're spending time with our family, almost recharging. And I'm in the process of getting some more equipment and stuff like that. Maybe working on another room for us to fully, grass and make it our full own. Like, this is a good spot. We're usually hanging out here anyway, especially during footballs and any other sporting event. But just to have our own,
Every sporting event,
you know,
pretty much.
yeah.
Cornhole, frisbee
And
golf,
even wrestling, we watched wrestling here that one time, stuff like that. But speaking of that, we will, depending on what happens at Survivor Series, I can guarantee you right now, Royal Rumble will do a show for Royal Rumble. All right, we'll just do it.
When is the Royal Rumble?
It's probably in June. No, I said June. January.
January.
We'll do that because then that officially, Survivor Series kicks it off. WrestleMania, the road to, I think so. But Survivor Series kicks off the real road to WrestleMania, but
yeah,
Royal Rumble is the start of it. So we'll get to
the Royal Rumble's the biggest one because
Yeah.
it's already been confirmed that John Cena is in it.
Yeah, he'll be in it. He'll probably win it, maybe. Hopefully not. Rock will be there probably.
The Rock
and
might
this
be
is the
there
first.
Sunday or Saturday.
This is the first time that they're doing a 2-night Royal Rumble this year, right? One for the woman and one for the man. If they are, I think it's this year.
I think it's just one night.
I think they're doing every big one.
I think they're gonna do that, but I don't think Royal Rumble's started yet.
You know,
I think Survivor Series and WrestleMania are the only
You're
ones.
gonna do the men
Maybe.
and women. Wouldn't it be like 2 nights then?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they'll do Saturday,
I think
women,
they'll wait
Sunday.
until they have the full Netflix.
Well,
Netflix.
depending on what happens with the same thing with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, they might want to switch it up because like that shit was bullshit. Not the fight. The fight was bullshit, but the service was even bigger bullshit. So, but the only good plus.
Did you see that they're going to be moving Cody Rhodes?
Yes,
Raw?
they are because they need the coverage and stuff
moving
like that.
to
So SmackDown.
SmackDown?
This is better because once they get the full.
But did you see what rating SmackDown has?
I know.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw it. I think because
Did
like
you
we
see
talked
the
about it.
new
Yeah, we're talking about it. We talked about it a few episodes ago, where it could possibly move to ESPN because I think that's still in play.
No, it's brand going on Netflix. Too.
Oh, that's going on Netflix.
As well.
That makes
So
sense.
while we're
But did
on
you
the
see?
topic,
No, but did you
Yeah.
see the rating they got?
What?
So NXT is PG. Raw is PG-14.
Yes.
And SmackDown's MA for mature audiences only.
Might get a titty pop again. We'll see.
Which is crazy though because you I don't know if you heard, but Travis Scott is making the new Raw song.
I'm not crazy.
I don't care.
But while I got you guys on the topic, Cody Rhodes is going to Raw. So what kind of next kind of storyline type feud do you see?
They're gonna take the belt off him.
Well, take the belt off him, but throw in. I'm trying to think of like other.
No, they're gonna
names.
if they take the belt off him, they'll give it back to Roman.
I mean,
You
What-
have to give it back.
what
to
other names can he be paired with? For a good, decent storyline.
Nothing right now.
I mean,
At-
in Raw.
At the moment, nothing
It
because
depends,
it
because
depends on who's
I
there.
think what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna see probably after the Royal Rumble or right before the Royal Rumble, we will see the WWE draft.
Okay.
That has to happen soon. With all the people moving, you can't randomly just go like, "Hey, Gunther's on SmackDown now." Everyone's gonna like, "Why? Like, what happened that he's on SmackDown now?" You're gonna have a draft because at the moment too, people are considering Roman Reigns a free agent. He can play on either side. So, but they're trying to.
Well,
stop
that's
him.
how they've been playing it so far with the Bloodline story. So,
But that's exactly what I'm saying. That a draft should be happening, and it should happen soon to clarify all of these issues that we're all having.
but we'll see. It's an exciting event because Raw's moving to Netflix. Hopefully, they'll fix that stream. I'm telling you, that's a big concern. I didn't think it was that big of a concern until I watched the Jake Paul Tyson thing. Could you imagine? Somebody did it like for fun, like they did it with the Rock coming in and the Undertaker. Like, could you imagine? You see Undertaker and then it pauses, and then you see Roman loses, and you're like, "Well, what the hell happened?" And you're like, it's going to cause a lot of problems if they don't get that fixed. But yeah, so the schedule's going to be a little wonky for the next month, maybe 2 months and a half. We'll see us. We'll be here. Trust me. I got some breaking news though. With the Malik thing. Okay, I found Malik. It wasn't Michelle. It was Melisha. That's the girl's name, Melisha, because he said he doesn't date white girls. He dates black girls. So He's been found. He's going to be with the show soon. Okay. Also, we're going to probably get CC. And Courtney's my lovely wife will probably be on the show because that's the only way she'll be on the show as well, is with her 3. We'll see what happens with that coming up as well. Now, special guest. Hopefully, we'll get all the other people that I've named that's going to be on the show. We'll get Lalo or El Luchadores back soon as well. But, you know, guys, it was always a pleasure. Ryan, it's always been a big pleasure to have you here with us. Nice to have you with us. How did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, but had to adjust a little bit.
Look, it's always a little weird because, like, we do this. When we first did it, it was kind of weird, and then we found our flow. Like, all we're doing is chatting and stuff like that. But before I let you go, right, because we were talking about WWE, right, I did this with Lalo. I'm doing this with you. I'm going to put you in a box right now. You have 2 doors. All right, 1 door, you have Liv Morgan, and you have Tiffany Stratton. Right? And then the other door, you got Alexa Bliss. I'm trying to give me a good one, man.
What's her name? Beth Phoenix, right?
No, I'm just saying, give me another one. It doesn't have to be, what's the name?
Oh, you gotta pick the same one.
Beth Phoenix and
She's the
Trip?
one that has the OnlyFans, right?
No, that's Natalia's
That's
sister.
what you used.
Or Natalia, right? Do you know?
Give me the first door.
All right, you want the first door. All right,
The
bet.
first door.
That before you fully pick.
Ah,
Because I saw this and I thought this was very interesting. Somebody put this out there, okay? To take the first door, you have to take 3 straight spears from Goldberg from 1998.
so
1998 Goldberg, 3 straight spears.
what's the
To
catch
get the
with-
first door.
What's the catch with the second door?
You have to take 3 straight clothesline from Hell's pre-JBL.
Give me the Goldberg spear.
You're going to die. Remember, this is the Goldberg that didn't care about anything.
Yeah, but that. Oh.
That's a sternum shot.
Yeah, but did you realize how good I could put Goldberg over?
No. You gotta take. You just gotta take him. He did, but nobody put him over. Like taking those spears.
I put him over.
You selling that spear? You saying you wouldn't be able to do? You wouldn't take the clotheslines either.
I don't know. I think the first door is worth it. I'll take the fucking spears.
The Liv
Oh,
Morgan.
about worth it? No, Alexa Bliss is worth it. I'll take the 3.
You take the 3 spears or the three clotheslines.
3 close lines.
Spears.
Free
Okay.
free
Or
JBL.
Alyssa Bliss. I don't remember Alyssa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss and Natalia.
I don't even need
And I'll throw her sister in there because they've been doing stuff. Have you seen this little video that they've done? I'm not putting it out there, and I'm sorry.
Actually, didn't even know. I didn't know they had an OnlyFans till you told me the other
Listen,
time. We
well,
were talking
because
about it.
I don't. First of all, I don't subscribe. I did research because she talked about it on a recent podcast that they were talking.
Yeah, no,
about.
I did see that she talked.
Mine. You know what? Mine is that. Have you listened to Selena and Kodakai's podcast?
No, not really.
They're very interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
Not
It's-
her.
Selena and Coda both need a push. They're very,
They're
very.
never good.
They're never going to get a push. I thought Selena at one point was going to get a push, but
Not with all the new talent that's coming into.
well, look, what
what's
you
her name?
got?
Sophia, right?
Sophia, you got Zola, you got Jada Parker. I can't wait
Yeah, that's
for
not
Jada
even-
Parker.
That's not even gonna count the people who are gonna leave AEW.
I'm not worried about it. There's nobody really there for AEW and to pluck for WWE. They already plucked the best one, so it's pretty much. I thought, for a while, and I know we're rambling because I'm supposed to wrap up real quick. I thought Dean Ambrose was going to come
He
back.
is coming back. Did you not hear what happened in the last promo?
No, what happened?
He was giving a promo, right? He was talking about the World Championship, and have you seen anything about AEW lately?
Not too much.
All right, so you know how let's say like this is a stadium, like 3 rows, right? Well, theirs is only like this, and it's just only a small area of fans that they really have because it's so quiet. And one guy literally yelled out loud, "Go back to Roman!" And everyone laughed, and if you look at the comments, it's like, yeah, like go back to Roman. Like they're wasting you here. Your last years of you wanting to just wrestle are not panning out because nothing has worked out for you.
Well, that's just a good example of constructive criticism right there.
Listen,
But like one of the biggest things, one of the biggest things I heard. Did you hear what Kenny Omega said recently?
no,
So Kenny Omega came back from injury, and he came back to New Japan, not to AEW. But it's because he said that AEW called him and said, "We don't need you right now."
No, because they have another storyline with.
But my thing is this: what do you mean you don't have nothing? I'm sorry to say this to all the wrestling fans, but the MJF hype has died, and he let himself die.
Yes,
the moment
yes,
he
he
tried
died.
to do the bid
Yes.
war, where he tried to get WWE to give him more money than AEW, and WWE was Triple H. My bad. Let's just put it there. It was Triple H who was like, "Why? Like, you're either gonna be here to wrestle and you'll make the money, but the fans will love you the more, or make the money, do their schedule, but that's all you get." To me, the moment MJF did that and he tried to like get the two companies to like really match for him, Triple H was like, "Why? I have Seth Rollins, I have Roman Reigns, I have all these stars that I could do. I could put Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, in clown costumes, and yet somehow that fight will be amazing because of the fact that those two hate each other."
And I have Young Guns coming up. You know what I mean? That's gonna kill it soon.
My thing is that MJF's let his hype down, so AEW is falling because they don't have a big name that's carrying them. Like Will Ospreay's not going to carry them. MJF's not carrying them. Kenny Omega can help with that because that's another big name people want to see. But if you're not going to put him there, what's the point? Like my biggest thing is Cody Rhodes. That's Cody Rhodes is what MJF is right now. The guy who should be the guy that has a great run, and somehow they're wasting it because they don't have the people they need. AKA, in my opinion, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes can put up one of the greatest shows alive.
Yeah, but it's been there, done that.
But it sells. It sells. As long as the story makes the match, because the match is a secondary. If you can make the story work, people would care. And I think what Manny has been saying, and I've been noticing as well. For a while, MJF had this hype and this heat that so many people wanted because we thought, oh my God, he's going to leave.
Well,
And then once he left, once he said, I'm going to rock out with AEW, they're like, all right, cool. But you got to make it work. And to his credit, he's trying to, but it's like, make me a fried chicken without the chicken.
I will say this, first and foremost, about hype. It's literally all it is temporary. That's all it is.
But that's the thing. Some people can get that hype and carry it long enough. MJF is that person, but he didn't play it right, and he lost the hype. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He had the hype to continue. And in my biggest, if that hype he had, and he was like, you know what, I am going to WWE, right now we could be talking about how Cody Rhodes might not be the champion, and it's actually MJF. But the problem is that he tried to take that hype too far into where he wanted WWE to give him more money against, and he was trying to bid.
Well, it's just another case of just being too greedy.
But that's my point. He let his own hype go on for too long, and he believed it too much to where he thought these two people are going to go for me no matter what. And Triple H was like, nope. And
yeah,
now,
I don't need you. I can
and
make
now
this
his
up.
hype's dying because there's nothing for him to continue. Did you hear what happened with MJF backstage?
Of course, yeah.
He punched a hole in the wall. Fun fact, though,
What's
it
his
was
name?
right next.
What's his name? Kyle?
No, it was right next to Adam Cole's girlfriend. And that's real beef. That's not like fake beef. It's real beef.
With Britt? Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Britt.
Yeah, no, it was Adam Cole's girlfriend, fiance, whatever it is. He punched a hole right next to her face.
Yeah, no.
But it's because there's some real beef there. That's why. But that's the issue. It's like, that would have never happened if you let your hype take you to where you had to go. In my opinion is this, ready? And I know it's hard for people to believe this. As a kid growing up, the only thing you ever wanted to, hold above your head was the WWE title.
I understand.
I understand that AEW is this new thing coming up. You want it to succeed. As a wrestling fan, you do want another company to make WWE better.
But WWE's always stood the test
No,
of time.
which I get that. And you want a company that's going to show WWE, hey, you got to keep your stories pristine to be great. But my problem is that the people at AEW are forgetting that the pinnacle of wrestling at the end of the day is WWE.
Right.
The biggest title at the end of the day anybody cares about. Even in New Japan, people know WWE. You know that if you have that WWE championship, you've made it as a wrestling fan. You made it as a wrestler. To me, it's when people are trying to go like, WWE really means nothing. It's like, no, MJF. Don't pretend like that AEW is better than WWE. You want it to be in WWE. You had a chance, you blew it.
Well,
You
New,
can't blame
New Japan was basically that's where wrestlers go to get good.
Yeah, but it's because they forced you to.
Yeah, because that's more or less in the ring to make it more
That's what
profound.
I'm saying. Yeah.
But I think, and like I commend MJF for trying to build AEW. He wanted to do the Sting routine because I know Sting taught to him. He was like, "Yo, stay here, build the company up. You won't regret it." And you got to look at it. Sting, you built WCW, but it was a different time because when that WCW was coming up before Eric Bischoff,
the people you had with
yeah,
you.
were great. You don't have that luxury
He
to
already
do
had
that.
like Ric Flair.
He had to
The
establish Ric
biggest thing
Flair,
that
Dusty, and everybody to be like, "Yo, what? I can bounce this up."
The
He doesn't
Steiner
have that
See,
here.
the biggest issue though is that in this case, AEW had the money, not the people. WWE had the people, not the money.
Right.
That's what makes it so much different.
Because I'm not going to pay you, like, I'll just say $5 million when I'm paying Roman $7 million, and he's a bigger draw.
No, that's not
You know
what
what I mean?
No. What I'm saying is like the people who helped make WWE what it was helped it because they had no money, so they had no choice but to try to be the best as fast as they could. AEW, they have the money, so they handpicked the people they wanted to work with them. Doesn't mean they went out for the right people.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm saying, even if, and this is what I mean by WWE, with the bidding war and the whole thing,
No,
and
I'm
with
not talking
Triple H.
about wrestlers.
No, I know what you
Oh.
mean. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, with any of them, and this is why Jade came over and so many others, small ones came over, and they're looking better at this. So, like, if they wanted to go to AEW, they would look 10 times better, right? It's because I don't need to overpay you. Not because I don't have the money. I have the money. But it's just more or less, why am I going to pay you when you're not bringing in the money that he's bringing in? Why am I going to pay you, Sasha? Yes, Sasha Banks, not Monet.
If you look at Sasha
And
Banks,
do that.
Her in-ring ability is still as great as it used to be, but her promos aren't good anymore.
Well, she doesn't have anybody writing for her.
But my point, though, is being the fact that the paper can really only help you so much. Now, whether it's because of all the other stuff with Mr. McMahon, I get, that's a whole
I'm going to talk about that.
piece in its own. But what I'm trying to say is right now, though, is like, don't let your hype overshadow what you knew the pinnacle is and what it is.
And that's, like I said, before I think either a week of Royal Rumble or maybe even Royal Rumble Day. We might do it live. I'll see if I can do a live reaction to it.
Just
We'll
do
watch
a
it.
live reaction to our entrances.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Surprise me.
Right?
Imagine fucking see Dean Ambrose 21 like Edge a couple of years ago. When
Yeah,
he
it was
21.
crazy. We'll see. But guys, that's our show. It's been a pleasure. It's been great as well. We'll see. We'll see if we bring you back on. It's not kicking you off or anything like that. Don't worry about it. All right, but I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry because I'm hungry.
I am Will.
I'm Will Wright. I'm your host. I'm your man with the mic. Lord of the Wings. As always, Manny will be here with me for as long as time to come. We might even get Kyle back on here maybe one more time to see how awkward he gets. Ryan, been a pleasure as always. And again, peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy. Love y'all. Be out.
It's up.
Shorty, she giving me brain, loving the way that she think. Shorty, she rolling my weed. I'ma go pour me a drink.